Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the Canyon. Welcome back to another installment of the Quickview series. What do we love here? Toy cars. What do we love? The parts of toy cars. Tires. We love tires. Right above Marie Kondo and the assorted Vault Boys. And let's not forget Luffy. Just tires. Just tires. It's tires all the way up. It's tires all the way down. Yet every time they come out with a new tire, what do we got to do? Buy it. This was sent in AliExpress, Belgium, via AliExpress, because someone had to know. They had to see if it can do the thing. Injora has made it again. This is pin version 2, the XHX pin. See the little H in the middle there? And yeah, XHX. It's on the lugs. These are Injora's S5 compound. And honestly, I came into this with worries because I'd heard talk from the small scale guys that mounting S5 is like mounting chewing gum. But I don't know if S5 is the same. I don't know if the carcass on the 24ths are much thinner. This is a very typical thickness, about 2 millimeter. It is uniform all the way across. They are ribbed, which is probably because the softness of the compound. Now, when is it palpate or palpitate? When I palpated them, when I do this, they don't feel, so this is the OG, the comp pin, which on its sidewall marks a 120 by 35. These have gone standard. They say 4.8 by 1.4. They're not. When they're not mounted, you can they are thinner. They are what I would regard as significantly thinner, and there's a much tighter placing of the lug. The lug height is roughly the same, but like when you now these are well used, no belting, no ribbing in the S4s. When you do this, they feel tackier, but I can't tell if that's just an element of the newness. They don't feel as different as I thought they would. They come fitted with maybe the narrowest open cell foams I've seen come in a tire other than, say, a pin seeker. These are 27 millimeter wide foams, 27 by 108. We're, of course, outfitting them with Injora silicones, why would we not? Which are about 108, but at their widest point, like 36 or 37. So the tire is going to mount wider on that than that. I had no anticipation of them being this thin. It's very thin. So what I did is I put one together and I mounted it and we put it on the sizer, and I sized it on both the foam and the silicone. We'll throw it back on the sizer because it likes to appear in the videos. But I got 37 wide on the foam and 41 wide on the silicone. So it pushes it out a little. Now, S5 compound, as I said, we had worries that we were going to have to figure out a technique or a method to get these to mount. Now, I think they would probably actually mount even easier on the foam because it wouldn't be, like you can see this pushing the sidewall out. Gives it a little shape. But you just kind of, like, these are top 5 in terms of, you just make sure your holes are lined up because once it's in, it won't rotate. But, like, that's it. That's down. In terms of a really soft compound, these have to be at the top. The easiest to mount 1.9 tire I have previously encountered. The S4 comp pins, oh, they'll fight you. They will fight you. I don't know if they reconfigured and they got the opening, the center opening. I don't know if they got it just that much closer. But, like, did that take a minute? I don't even think that took a minute. They just They just go right on. And once mounted on a silicone, they don't look so crazy. That looks pretty normal. Who have we got as a comparator that is not a big wide boy? Okay, how about like a Baja Boss? So yeah, it's a little skinnier. It's got a little rounding at the shoulder, but it looks a lot closer. It looks very pin seeker when it's mounted with these foams. Really overly narrow, and we're getting new stickers now. Super Injora Power. I kind of like these Broken Rock looking ones. I don't know what Injora 06 and Injora 07 means, but here we are. Injora XHX Pin, as I said, 118. So I don't know. Apparently, if you're in a place which is basically 4 5/8, just under 4 3/4, apparently people that run in like really strictly moderated classes, 476 puts you into class 3, and these on the sidewall say 4.8. So you wouldn't be able to run if you, well, it's a pin anyway. But if somebody's looking that closely, then 4.8 I guess puts you in class 3. I don't know about how specific that is, but I don't think you can run pins in class 2 anyway. And then there we are at 41 wide. 37 wide on the, and like a Baja Boss is like 42 wide off of a wheel by, geez, I'm gonna go out there and guess. Oh, these are tall. These are like 121s. So these are class 3s. I am flabbergasted at the ease of mounting. When I initially saw the 4.8, the worries started to well up, and I was like, oh, are these going to fit in the fenders? Are we going to have to get Yella out here to run 2.2 style? But no, they're class 2 size pins with, what have we been asking for since time immemorial? Pins with some side lug. So we've got some crinkle on the side. Let's see if we can give it a little. Yeah, buddy. They are stickum. They are stickum. The potential, the worry I have, and I'm trying not to worry too much, but the worry that I have is the lug is so soft. We will see how much grip those lugs provide. The lug is so soft that I honestly see a possibility of ripping lugs. Because like mine have started to feather on my S4s. We're getting some pretty good feather on there. But as you can see as we go across, I'm not missing a single lug. I have 2 sets of these that I run, and none of them are missing lugs. None of them have any rips or tears. The S4 has done really well. The concern that we would have from ground level, the concern from the go is, has science gone too far? Are these now is S5 too soft? It's early. His suspension hasn't quite woken up today. I have at the same time the highest of hopes and the most tempered of expectations. In my mind, all these have to do is do as well as these. If they can punch to the same power as the S4 comp pin, then the XHX comp pin is a win. I like the look of the XHX better. The old S4s have like, it's like the default font that comes up. Multi-terrains comp pin. And they don't even say Injora. They've really stepped it up cosmetically. XHX Pin Injora T1923. These look good. These look proper good. And that width, I'm absolutely okay with that width. 41 wide, 118 tall. It ought to do. It ought to do. They don't squeak. Wait. I mean, yeah, they're sticky. S5 is sticky. not as fighty as I would have anticipated, and they don't stink. They smell a little bit like, imagine if somebody spilled a 50-pound bag of dry dog food in a tire center. That's what it smells like. It smells like tires, but also a little... Where's the bag? I'm going to huff this bag here for a moment. Yeah, mostly tires, a little bit urethane / resin. If you've ever been present when somebody drills a hole in a bowling ball. I feel like I'm becoming what is the equivalent of a tire sommelier? I'm turning into a tire sommelier because this tire has the most forward fragrance is just good old-fashioned rubber. But underneath that are definitely undertones of dry dog kibble with a hint of bowling ball urethane. Nothing comparing to the Extreme Route lampreys, which smell like if a monster that ate plastic vomited that plastic into a Costco giant storage tote, which also smells of a horrible, probably carcinogenic plastic. These don't smell bad, and they've been out for, yeah, they are inoffensive. There's some notes, but inoffensive. We've got to get past these, and we've got to get out to where we actually do the thing. The rocks tell the tale. And pins are, I can't remember where on the leaderboard, like a 94-ish, something like that. I want to say 96, 96.7. I should have looked that up before I started doing this. We hope for at least as well. That's the height of our hopes. So come with me, would you? As we put through their paces, the Injora 1.9 XHX Pin, which I will probably call comp pins at multiple points during here. So we'll just try to call them Injoras. Fitted with, as you saw, the green silicone inserts, because, I mean, 4 foams is like 4 inches wide. And they are soft. They're very soft. But definitely below like what a medium that would come in any other tire. So these might actually be, like, these are so close. I thought I had a class 1 foam on the loose. These are so close to class 1 foams. They're just a little over tall. Do I have one in here? Yeah. Like, look how much wider that megalithic foam is. So, oh, yeah, I guess burying the lead until here, the end of the indoor portion. There are 0 commonalities between the S4 comp pin and the S5 XHX pin. The SHX pin is slightly taller. What I could almost go so far as to say significantly narrower. Different compound, different pin layout, different pin configuration. It is belted and the other one is not, or ribbed and the other one is not. It's a completely different tire. So, based on that, we should be thinking differently. We should be thinking, oh, now we're just testing something different. But it can't. It's got to hold up to the S4 comp pin. Let's go find out if it does. So, from the drive back, I can tell you this. The stickiness of that compound and those pins are very nearly at the level, or like wacky wall walker level. They will pick up and go, look at the flowers on the back tire. These will pick up. You could drive these around on your kitchen floor and pick stuff up off the floor with them. How long that will last, we will see. I was surprised to see that tiny little bit of hesitation. Now, ordinarily we would have started the turn-in already, but we'll just start it here. Yikes. These, the word is grab. These grab. Okay, if there's a tire that we have, holy cow. It to the point where it's a problem. I went to throw some steer angle on in reverse and it was just like, oh, you want to flip over? Okay. Let's go way right. How much right can we get? Yeah. Forward drive. above all other things, it's a pin. So forward drive is definitely going to be there. Come across here. No belly hesitation there. There's just going to be stuff stuck to the sidewalls all day. Like, no hesitation. So any worries about the pin folding over, I think because the compound is so, it's soft, it's malleable, the level of conformity, how much, the tire is basically acting like a slick, but like, oh, okay. You know those things you used to be able to get at places in the mall where it was a bunch of pins and a little thing and you could like press it on the face and make a mold of your face? These are that, but a tire. It just, the pins mold themselves to the shape of whatever you're trying to drive on. So we'll get the bumper clear and then we'll come across here. We're trying to clear some flowers. Across that side. Oh, I came too far right. If you are not hindered mechanically, these will go there. There's no way that driver front should have pulled up over that lip. That lip should have just shuttled it down the side, and it was like, nah. Okay, we've got a new do that I've kind of incorporated. We go to a plus 30. Might go to plus 35 on his gearing, and then we just don't do any. We don't do anything. Yeah, if there's a place for it to grab, it's just gonna go. That is lofty. That is a lofty number. Now it'll get its first straight from dirt to obstacle. It leaves the most defined tire marks in the dirt. It's just gonna go straight, isn't it? Whoa. Whoa. The point that you have to get any kind of slide out of it. Okay, straight cut. Center gut shot up the middle. It's just clearing a little bit of dirt out of the tread. You will get a little bit of the woo, 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 woo. If you get some sort of physical bind, until it clears that loose, it's gonna try to grab so hard that it's just taking energy and releasing, taking energy and releasing. Wow. I had said upon the release of the comp pin in S4, Injora should go back and remake those swamp claws, kraken claws. They should just remake all of those in S4. This though. All right, XHX, which is a mouthful to say. Show me the side hill thing. Show me the thing. Okay, not folding over, good. Got a little bit of side slide, a little bit. Grip and slip is where we want to be. I think I want to just stay in it because I felt the feel. I felt the feel halfway across. Entry line wasn't quite right. Doesn't seem to matter. I kind of want to do it again. I want to get that feel of where's the fall point, and then where in that fall is the catch point. Well, it doesn't want to fall. So what we have is we have a pin. I just made a U-turn directly below the tripod in a circle about 30 inches. I would have anticipated that the turning circle wouldn't be as good, because I thought we were going to get some slur. Okay, so I want to come in a little lower this time through. There we go. That's bad. That's bad low entry. I have the confidence in it that just stay in it. No steering input, just stay in it. These pull so hard, but don't fail at the other things. We got to see. Most every tire has that one thing that it's not good at. So at this point, we're incapable of tempering the expectations. The expectation now is do crazy stuff. So we should be able to just steady state right up this with ease. With an ease only previously seen by some real exotic stuff. Wow, that was so solid on the descent. And then the U-turns, so tight. This side without a bump. Get a little hook. There's that hop. The hop till we find the hook. Pull it around the side. Can we grab this side? How's that side X work for us? Got to find the spot. Okay, I can hear the rear pumpkin. If you are not mechanically bound, you are going to move forward. That little pirouette. And then, because of the Injora silicone inserts, we get that low weight. I know people don't want a lot of rotating mass, and a 70-gram insert doesn't appeal to a lot of people, but holy crap. This is not unprecedented, but this is a level of performance previously only associated with a very short list of tires. Very short. I have no expectations of the maneuverability of these being bad. Positionability on these should be insane. That is rock slider right there. Do we have enough to pull over that slippery section? Yeah, why not? Sure, why not? Absolutely, why not? Sure. Okay, then I want to cut tight here. Okay, nobody gets to turn back right there. Like, I had too much steer angle and I had to counter steer back because I had too much. If this is a problem, if you could categorize this as a problem, there are moments that we get into where there's too much grip. The side of the tire gets up under a rock or a crag or something that's holding it, and you almost bind yourself. But if you keep the axle, that was two-wheel drive. Two wheels did that. And then we'll carve around here. Okay, you'd think that we're in trouble, but we're not. Because the turn-in was so tight. Look at that pullback. This is a problem. You want to know what this tire has? It's got a problem. You want to know what that problem is based on? Literally, too much grip. I hit that golf ball because it pulled forward when it couldn't have. Like, there's no way the front has enough grip to pull the rear end up over that. But apparently, that is not the case. Like, right now, it's just the lugs holding that driver front on that ledge. It's a 2-inch drop down. Like, they're wacky wall walkers. The XHX is the wacky wall walker of tires. Do-do-do-do, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Here we have a tire that has so much forward drive, so much total available grip, brought to us by a carcass thickness that is done right, a compound that is soft and but still matches the carcass pretty much precisely. Need to get right there and right there. Way, yeah. Okay, it can't. I was gonna say it can't do magic, but okay. When we get out too far right here, nobody can cut back from this. If you don't get your tire hooked over that ledge just up above driver front, you generally can't pull back. See, you see the shuttle? But then again, maybe somebody can. It will get you into trouble with how much grip it has on command. Those little bunny hops. If there's any steer attitude at all presented, it just goes. Let's get over on the harder side. See, right here we can get, that's mechanical. So we got the belly up. So we give a little steer input and right over. Bump. It's a little bit of energy to it, a little bit of silicone energy, and we have no chevron at all, none. It's just rows of XHX. They're more like bars than pins. They're tiny little bars because they're rectangular. A pin to me is pointed. So this is like Injora's cyberpunk bow tie is where these sit more. Oh, that mid catch. That catch on the face. Oh. So the bump is not as precisely shaped as it would be with other tires. Tires like a Groundhog, Baja Claw, Bogger, they're gonna bump more true because that chevron is gonna shoot you in a straight line. These tires have so much grip that your bump basically consists of, you get to a spot and you're like, oh, I'm a little bound, so I go, whoop, that. There's a tiny little bit of an additional application of throttle. You don't have to go to the big bump. About right, it's about right. It's better than an S4 comp pin self-right, but it's not the world beater self-right. It's good. Well, okay, what? Good, better, best? It's better, but it's not best. You're gonna get to find out how loud this is in edit. I just want to get one more in. There we go. Yeah. It's inarguably solid, but you know, there's some tires that just are outstanding at it. We'll move over to Teardrop, which I feel is academia. It's academic in this because who's doing this in a super soft compound pin? But it is in the shade and as far from the gentleman with saws and hammers as we can get. So I'm not mad about it. Man, these pull. How would they clear? How would they load? I imagine these would load horrifically. These would turn into gigantic glazed donuts of mud because you would just have to use wheel speed to clear. But again, I think it's sort of a rule of thumb, don't take a mini pin in the mud. That has nothing to do with the XHX pin. That's just a general piece of advice. Don't take a mini pin in the mud. Once we get the stuck parts unstuck, can't quite get his bumper over there, but I can here and cut back. And then that pin has more than enough. Of course there's going to be a helicopter too. Why wouldn't there be a helicopter? These are strong good. And even with their narrowness, I mean, we're looking at 41 wide on a silicone. They would have been 37. 41 wide is crazy. Most class 2s are going to be 48. So if you count both sides, that's 14 millimeters less tire we've got on both sides. And I guess that pin just really makes the best use out of that PSI, getting that pin to fold over. So questions are, how heavy can you get before you've overwhelmed the pin? And how light can you go before you're not putting enough load onto the pin? So I don't think that the XHX is going to be the panacea. It's not the cure to all ills. Some rigs are not going to do well on these. They're going to be too light or too heavy. They're going to be too something. Oh, something's on fire. That guy never flies over the house. But if you're in that sweet spot, say that 5 to 8 in that pound range, I think you're going to be pretty good. If you can fit a green or a blue Injora silicone, I think these are going to sing you a song that you will want to hear. So we've nothing left to us but the wettening. I always do a couple dry hits to make sure I wasn't overly enamored with something from the get-go. But the little X's on the sidewall, we've been asking, and by we, I mean me, and by me, I mean us collectively as a group, we've been asking for some sort of side lug on a pin tire, and Injora gave it to us, and it absolutely does the thing. You roll that sidewall over and you get that little lug working, I can't even hear myself talk. And that lug absolutely does it. We're gonna get a good water on there. Now, in many times what we see here is that it just cleans the dust off, and then the tire's like, yeah, let's do it. Yeah, like this, yeah. Barely got any water on it. Oh, okay. Trying to get into the flour soup down there at the bottom. Yeah, there's no loss of traction whatsoever. None. It drives. You wouldn't be able to, if you couldn't see that it was wet, you wouldn't be able to tell. Once it finds a spot to bite, it goes. No reduction in traction, wet versus dry. So we get to where we've got, and we add up all the little numbers on the score sheet here on our little dry erase whiteboard, portable whiteboard, and we get an aggregate score of 97.8. And I think that that's accurate. We are skewed a little bit. It's almost like there's too much forward drive. But in this combo, I don't know how you could take it away. The compound bites so hard on every surface, and I think mud is gonna hurt you. I think if you're significantly lighter, like on a 4-pound rig, I don't know what it's gonna do. I don't know what it's gonna do. You get up above about 8 pounds, again, I don't know what it's gonna do. I don't think that will do on really well on heavy and muddy. But for rock crawling and doing the stuff that is rock crawling and rock crawling adjacent, 97.8 is top 5. And if we do that price benefit analysis, because I believe these are $27.99 a set, all the way to the top. All the way to the top. In terms of performance per dollar, you can't beat these. Have they replaced the S4s? I don't think they have, because I think the S4 pin will work on a broader range of vehicles. There's something about this S5 compound that tells me that at a certain weight, these are really gonna fall off. We're gonna get into that Vanquish situation where it kind of just slurs the sidewalls over when they don't wanna be. Baseline on this combo, and that's full Injora. The only thing between him and the ground is full Injora. A $35 set of wheels, a $20 set of inserts, and a $28 set of tires. That's 83 bucks. All inclusive, everything, and you could run these and just run it. This is the sacrifice not for vanity, this is the sacrifice of vanity. I actually think these look okay. They definitely look better to me than the S4 comp pins, but a lot of people don't run pins. They go, I'm not gonna run a pin. Something is definitely on fire, because that plane is going straight over us. Let's see which one it is. Sounds small. Yeah, that's that little, like, its wings are high up. It's got two little engines. They fly them down from Canada for fire season. The C-130 has already gone over twice, and now we've got that guy. Yep, fire season has begun. We're still not fully into summer yet, but oh, the C-130 is coming back the other way now. So thanks for joining me here for the XHX Pin on what has to have been one of the loudest days in the canyon. I don't think it quite hits the loudest, but it's real close. You know what I need to do? I need to start filming. I need to start timing the filming for when these guys are going to go on lunch and when something's not on fire, because we didn't get either of those things right now. So we got the loudness. We also got absolute excellence, which is a nice break for Baseline, because he's had to test some tires that are less than stellar as of recent, and these are phenomenal. Every bit as good as I could have hoped. Probably not the most versatile tire in the world, but it's not the most versatile in the world. But if you've built yourself something that you want to crawl rocks with, $27.99, man, give them a shot. Know what I'm saying? These are going to go into fleet rotation like immediately. I already know where. And we will get to see that sometime coming up. I hope you tune in for that. I hope in between now and when we meet again, you one and all do your very best. Have a good one, everybody. I have to flee from this. I love a big stick nailer as much as the next guy. I got a big quarter cable myself, but I don't want to hear other people use it, and I don't think you do either. So Baseline and I are going to pack up, and we're going to head back indoors, and we're going to enjoy the rest of our day. I hope you enjoy yours. Here comes another one. We'll see you next time, everybody, and hopefully it'll be at least slightly quieter.